Training is underway for the police department this week. The members of the department are all participating in the fall firearms training. Due to COVID, there have been some minor changes from how the department's trainings are usually run. For more on this, we go to Chief Brooks.
Our training is all organized by and overseen by Lieutenant Dave Benton, who's in charge of professional development here. A few years ago, we took a lot of the training we were going to and we moved that in-house. Years back, members of the department went to training at a regional academy. We sent 2 a week so that over the course of the year, eventually the whole department would get trained on the same topics. But a few years ago, I moved that all back, so it's all now in-house. We have our own instructors. The officers are all trained in presenting training material to our officers. They're all state certified, and we use our own instructors. For the most part, we close down our training during the summer and we start up again in the fall, and we really are training on something really from September all the way through next May. So right now we're out at the firing range doing firearms training, and so what we've done there, of course, is again we're using our own instructors, Norwood police officers who are state certified trained firearms instructors. Because of the COVID issues, we're running more training classes with fewer officers, and that allows the officers to spread out on the range. We also take the group of officers that's going to the range and we split them in half. One group shoots at paper targets and qualifies, shooting a state qualification course where the fire is on a paper target from a particular distance and a particular number of rounds that are set by the state. And those rounds have to land on the paper and land on target, and the officers are scored, and they're given a qualification score. When they move to the other side of the range, the training becomes a little bit more realistic. For instance, in one case, the officers are placed in a radio car, and they're told to fire on the target, told how many rounds to fire, and they fire at steel plates that are all spread apart. The other thing, is that we look at what's going on around the country, and we look at what's going on around policing, and then we tailor our training to address those issues. For instance, in some police shootings, you see the officers fire a lot of rounds. The round count is high. Well, we never on the range tell our officers to empty a magazine. We just never do that. The most number of rounds our officers will fire from a handgun is 5 rounds. But in the vast majority of instances, they're told to fire 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3. In other words, we keep the round count down in training so as to address that issue of a high round count should there be an officer involved shooting. So we'll be training really throughout the month of October and into November on firearms training. Once firearms training ends, we have classroom training set up for the officers, and we'll move into that. So I just think that training, education, development is important. We do it all the time. I'm really very, very pleased with the caliber of instructors we have in-house. They're really very, very competent. The officers get good training, good information, and we're doing it all the time so that we can provide better service.